Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Saro Ogumba. I am a writer, teacher, and performance poet. Are you a Nigerian student sitting for Waec, NICO, Jamb, or GCE exam? Are you writing any other English language exam? This video is for you. Follow me, step by step, to the end of this video and I will teach you how to smash that English language paper. I will teach you some secrets which you wouldn't find in any textbook or checkpoint. If this is your first time on my channel, I would appreciate if you could take a minute to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Also do well to like, comment, and share this video. Follow me, let's go. Paper 1. Objective test questions. Let us begin with objective test questions. In this section we shall be looking at the various parts of your objective test paper and what you are expected to do in each of them. Section 1. Instruction. From the options lettered A to D, choose the word that is most nearly opposite in meaning to the underlined word. Question. Question. The management has neither dashed nor denied the rumor that it was going to lay off some workers. A. Pronounce. B. Confirmed. C. Rejected. D. Advertised. Answer. D. Confirmed. Why? When attempting questions on this section, you are expected to choose, from the list of options, the word that is most nearly opposite in meaning to the underlined word. Mind you, the instruction is asking you to look for the most nearly opposite in meaning, not just nearly opposite in meaning. This means you have more than one word that is nearly opposite in meaning to the given word. Out of these options, you are expected to choose the word that is most nearly opposite in meaning. Do not choose a word merely because you are familiar with it or because you feel the word is most nearly opposite in meaning. Instead, choose a word because you know it is most nearly opposite in meaning. There is a difference between feeling and knowledge. You may want to ask what should be done if the meaning of the underlined word is not known. This is what you do in that situation. Look at the context or sentence in which the word is used. The context will help in explaining the word for you. Let us consider the question below. Question. The arrival of the police at the scene rather than mitigated the tension. A. Provoked. B. Heightened. C. Created. D. Prolonged. First, ask yourself the following questions. 1. Who is a policeman? 2. What is the job of a police officer? 3. What is the police expected to do in a place where there is tension? You will have the following as answers to these questions. 1. The police is a law enforcement agent. 2. Police officers maintain law and order. 3. The police are expected to lessen or even end tension in a tense situation. From the above answer, one can say that the word mitigate has something to do with lessen or reduce. Now that you know that mitigate means to lessen or reduce, check among the options for the opposite of lessen or reduce. Let us look at the options. Option A says provoked. To provoke means to start or initiate, so it can't be the most nearly opposite in meaning since the word mitigate does not mean to end. Let us skip option B. Option C says created. To create means to cause something to happen or to bring into existence, so that, too, cannot be taken as the answer. Option D says prolonged. To prolong means to extend by duration. Mitigate tells us about degree, not duration. Let us go back to B, that says heighten. To heighten means to raise or increase the degree of something. Option B, therefore, becomes our answer. Note that question on words and opposites, as we have in this section, also comes under the section where you are asked to choose the word that best completes the sentence, which we will treat later. However, in that section you won't be asked to choose the most nearly opposite in meaning from the list of options. The question will be put in a different way. Let us look at the question below from Waec 2005. Question. If the jury's verdict is not guilty, the defendant will be A. Acquitted. B. Indicted. C. Pardoned. D. Forgiven. Can you see that the question is asking us to choose an opposite or contrary action that a court can take when one is not guilty of an offense? Here, an opposite action is carried out using the adverb not. In other questions, they can use linkers such as but, unlike, however, etc., which are used to show opposite. Looking at the above question, if the court declares that I'm not guilty of a crime, what will the court do? Will it indict me? No, I have not done anything wrong. Will it forgive me? No, forgiveness comes with offense. What will the court do? The court will acquit me. Section 2. Instruction. Choose the word that best completes each of the following sentences. This section covers a number of topics in English language and carries the highest number of question under paper 2. To attend to it, therefore, let us take a number of questions that cut across the different topics, answer them and explain the reason for every option we choose. That way, it will be easy to answer similar questions when we come across them. Question: if I dash what actually happened, I would have punished him. A. Had heard. B. Have had. C. Had had. D. Have heard. Answer: A. Why? We use the past particle for actions that were completed before another action took place. The action punished was meant to take place after the action heard. Question: it is time we dash for the party. A. Leave. B. Left. C. Have to leave. D. Will leave. Answer: B. Why? When we use the phrase, it is time or, it is high time, the verb that comes after the subject is always in the past. Question: he ordered us as if dash his children. A. We were. B. We are. C. We were once. D. We would be. Answer: A. Why? When they use the phrase as if or as though, the verb that comes after the subject is always in the past. Question: it has been rough so far. A. Hasn't it? B. Hadn't is. C. Can't it? D. Wasn't. Answer: A. Why? Remember tag question. Under the tag question rule, when the statement is positive, the question is negative and vice versa. The above statement is positive, so our question will be negative. Question: dash is the owner of these pair of scissors. A. Who? B. Whom? C. Which? D. Whose? Answer: A. Why? The pronoun who is always used as the subject of the sentence, whether it is used as an interrogative pronoun or used as a relative pronoun. Note that the subject of the sentence is that person or thing that carries out the action. Question: the students refused to appear before the dash panel set up to look into their demands. A. 5 mans. B. 5 men. C. 5 men's. D. 5 men. Answer: B. Why? What we need to fill the above sentence is an adjective, in this case a compound adjective. Since the adjective is a noun used as adjective, we don't add the possessive marker, the apostrophe s, to it. That will change its grammatical function to noun. Again, when the other part of a compound adjective is an adjective of number, as we have 5 in the above case, the other word that makes up the compound adjective is always singular, not plural. That is why our answer is 5-man committee. Question: Osaro told members of the club that the match would kick dash at 4:30 p.m. A. Up. B. Off. C. Break. D. On. Answer: B. Why? The phrasal verb kick off means to start or begin. In other words, the sentence is saying the match would start at 4:30 p.m. Question: I want to know your religious dash. A. Believe. B. Believing. C. Belief. D. Believe. Answer: C. Why? Believe is a verb while belief is the noun. The space is asking for a noun, not a verb. You will see more at confusing pairs. Question: my dash house is by the side of the road. A. Father-in-laws. B. Fathers-in-law. C. Fathers-in-law. D. Father-in-laws. Answer: A. Why? The word father-in-law is a compound noun. It is not plural. The possessive maker is therefore required at the end of the last word. We can only inflect the word father in the above sentence if we change the word to plural, because in compound nouns plural makers appear on the root word, and in this case father is the root word. Question: we arrived when the hall dash arranged, so we stood outside. A. Has been. B. Is being. C. Was being. D. Had been. Answer: C. Why? The importance of context, which we mentioned earlier, comes in here. The dependent clause, so we stood outside, will help us in determining the correct option. From the above sentence, the people stood outside because the hall was not yet in order. It, therefore, means that they came in while people were arranging the hall and for which reason decided to stand outside. Since they met the action ongoing, our verb will be in the past continuous tense because the action was ongoing in the past. Question: that is not your book, it is dash. A. John's. B. John's. C. John's own. D. For John's. Answer: B. Why? John is one person, so the possessive s comes after the apostrophe sign. Question: it is pretty difficult to choose dash those three boys. A. Between. B. Over. C. Again. D. Among. Answer: D. Why? We use the word between when talking about two people and use among when they are more than two. Question: the party had hardly started dash the light went off. A. Then. B. Then. C. As. D. When. Answer: D. Why? When and hardly are correlative conjunctions and are always used together. We also use scarce and when. Question: many students find mathematics dash than English. A. Difficult. B. Too difficult. C. Very difficult. D. More difficult. Answer: D. Why? Since the sentence is making comparison between two things called English and mathematics, we use the comparative degree, more difficult. Question: one of the thieves who broke into the warehouse dash caught. A. Has been. B. Have been. C. Have being. D. Has being. Answer: A. Why? The sentence uses the present perfect aspect of the verb, so the verb must be in the present perfect tense. Again, the subject is singular, one. It therefore requires a singular verb, has. That is why has been is the correct answer. Question: which of the two boys is dash? A. Taller. B. Tallest. C. The tallest. D. More tall. Answer: A. Why? The comparison is between two people, so we use the comparative degree of adjective taller. Remember tall, taller, tallest. Question: the driver with his conductor dash the route every day. A. Were plying. B. Ply. C. Are plying. D. Plies. Answer: D. Why? This question demands both our knowledge of tense and that of concord, subject, verb agreement. First, the adverb every day shows that the action is habitual and the tense of verb used to show habitual action is the simple present tense. Secondly, the rule of concord states that when two singular nouns are joined using the word with, the verb that follows must be singular. In this case, plies is singular while ply is plural. He plies, singular. Question: neither Hassan-Lenyu will participate in the play. A. Nor. B. With. C. And. D. Or. Answer: D. Why? Neither and nor are used as correlative conjunctions. They always occur together. Question: Emeka has been absent from school dash last month. A. Since. B. Until. C. Throughout. D. For. Answer: A. Why? The preposition since shows that the action started from a time in the past but continues till the present. That is why it is used with the present perfect tense, has been. Question: you have asked that question before. A. Didn't you? B. Haven't you? C. Did you? D. Hadn't you? Answer: B. Why? You remember the other tag question rule? It is important to mention another rule here. That rule states that the auxiliary verb in the tag question must have the same form, tense and person with the auxiliary verb in the statement. For instance, if the verb in the statement is has, the verb in the tag question must be has too. That is why the statement, you have asked that question before, becomes haven't you? Question: we will need dash oil for our cooking. A. An oil. B. Some oils. C. Much oils. D. Some oil. Answer: D. Why? Oil is an uncountable noun, hence we qualify it using either partitives or quantifiers, without assigning a plural marker to the word. That is why our answer is some oil. Question. Everybody must be dash bed by 9 p.m. A. Over. B. Inside. C. On. D. In. Answer. D. Why? We use the preposition in when talking about going to bed to sleep. Question. It is high time you dash smoking. A. Stopped. B. Should stop. C. Must stop. D. Stop. Answer. A. Why? Remember the rule we applied when we used it is time. The same applies here. The verb that comes after it is high time must be in the past tense. Question. One of the pupils dash able to answer the question correctly. A. Were. B. Are. C. Was. D. Can. Answer. C. Why? One of shows that our subject is singular. Therefore, we use a singular verb was. Question. They were warned, so they have dash to blame for the problem they are now facing. A. Themselves. B. Ourselves. C. Yourselves. D. Their own selves. Answer. A. Why? The reflexive pronoun must agree in person, gender, and number too. The subject it is referring to. The subject in our sentence is they. That is third person plural. That is why the reflexive pronoun is themselves, third person plural. Question. Yours is to command, dash is to obey. A. Theirs. B. Theirs. C. Their. D. Theirs. Answer. D. Why? The possessive pronoun theirs does not use an apostrophe sign. It is written as theirs. Question. That book belongs to the dash lady. A. Tall American black. B. American tall black. C. Tall black American. D. Black tall American. Answer. C. Why? In the order of adjectives, adjective of size or height comes before adjective of color, while adjective of color comes before nationality. Adjective. Tall, that is size, black, that is color, American, that is nationality, lady. The complete order of adjectives is shown below. 1. Adjective of quality. 2. Temperature adjective. 3. Size or shape adjective. 4. Age adjectives. 5. Color adjective. 6. Deverbal adjectives, adjectives derived from verbs. 7. Nationality adjectives. 8. Denominal adjectives, adjectives derived from nouns. 9. Nouns functioning as adjectives. Quality, temperature, size, age, color, deverbal, nationality, denominal, nouns used as objective. Question. Dupe dash to have spoken so rudely to her mother. A. Shouldn't. B. Daren't. C. Oughtn't. D. Couldn't. Answer. C. Why? We use the auxiliary ought to or ought not to express moral obligation. Question. Bose shouldn't have interrupted the teacher. A. Didn't she? B. Did she? C. Should she? D. Could she? Answer. C. Why? Remember the question tag rule. Shouldn't becomes should she. Question. Dash university is dash institution of higher learning. A. N. B. N. C. A. D. An. Answer. D. Why? We use the indefinite article a before words that begin with a consonant sound and the article an before words that begin with a vowel sound. Note that the word university begins with a consonant sound, not a vowel sound. Question. All your dash like you very much. A. Brother-in-law. B. Brothers-in-law. C. Brother-in-laws. D. Brothers-in-law. Answer. D. Why? We have more than one brother-in-laws in the sentence because of the determiner all. We are, therefore, required to give the word a plural marker, and like I mentioned earlier, it is the root word that takes the plural maker in a compound noun whose words are hyphenated. Question. No sooner had Uche arrived at the meeting dash the proceedings began. A. Than. B. When. C. As. D. While. Answer. A. Why. Here is another pair of correlative conjunction, no sooner and than. Whenever we use the conjunction no sooner, it is always followed with than. Question. It is you and John who dash wanted. A. Is. B. Are. C. Was. D. Will. Answer. B. Why. When two nouns are joined using and, the verb that follows is always plural. Question. Hi, lady, don't you ever get tired of dancing? A. I don't ever. B. Yes, I don't. C. No, I do. D. No, I don't. Answer. D. Why. Whenever the answer to a question is not in the affirmative, whether that question is negative or positive, the response is always no and, if need be, followed by negative auxiliary. Question. The jury gave dash verdict. A. Its. B. Its. C. His. D. Her. Answer. B. Why. Jury is a collective noun and the personal pronoun it or possessive adjective its is used to refer to it. Question. The principal has already summoned all the dash on the matter. A. Heads of departments. B. Head of department. C. Heads of department. D. Heads of departments. Answer. C. Why. Remember our rule on pluralizing compound nouns. It applies here. The root word here is head, so we give it the plural marker. Question. Whenever you travel, buy me dash please. A. A trouser. B. One trouser. C. A pair of trouser. D. Trouser. Answer. C. Why. Trouser is used in pairs, so we measure it using the partitive pair of. Note that the word trousers in the sentence has an S. Question. Of the three girls, Yatund is dash. A. Tallest. B. Taller. C. Most tall. D. Tall. Answer. B. Why. When comparison is made between more than two people or things, we use the superlative degree. Remember taller, taller, tallest. Question. Ladies and gentlemen, let us come together to know dash better. A. Each other. B. One another. C. Us. D. Ourselves. Answer. B. Why. The phrase ladies and gentlemen show that there are more than two people in the group, so we use the reciprocal pronoun one another. We use each other for two people and one another for more than two people. Question. Dash were asked to represent the school at the quiz competition. A. I and Ngozi. B. Ngozi and me. C. Ngozi and I. D. Myself and Ngozi. Answer. C. Why. When one is talking about himself and another person, the person is mentioned before the speaker. Again. I shows that the speaker is at the subject position. Remember that we don't use me or myself in the subject position. Question. The visitor was very uncomfortable because of his dash nose. A. Running. B. Watery. C. Flowing. D. Runny. Answer. D. Why. The sentence requires a adverbial adjective, that is, an adjective derived from verb. Running is a verb while runny is the adjective. Again, we cannot use the word flowing to describe the condition of the nose. Question. He said he was looking forward to dash them last year. A. Visit. B. Visiting. C. Have visited. D. Be visiting. Answer. B. Why. When the phrase looking forward to is used, the verb that follows is always in the progressive form. Question. The coach as well as the player dash given fantastic gifts last month. A. Was. B. Were. C. Are. D. Is. Answer. A. Why. When two nouns are joined using the phrase as well as, the verb that follows is always singular. Question. Each time he opens his mouth, he dash something foolish. A. Says. B. Said. C. Saying. D. Say. Answer. A. Why. Since the dependent clause is in the simple present tense third person singular, he opens, the main clause should also take the same form. Question. Many a man dash to endure hardship in life. A. Have had. B. Are. C. Were. D. Has had. Answer. D. Why? Whenever the phrase, many a/an, is used in a sentence, the verb that follows is always singular. Question. How I wish she dashed the note in time. A. Has seen. B. Sees. C. Had seen. D. See. Answer C. Why? When we use the word wish to express desire for something we couldn't get, the verb that follows is always in the past. Section 3. Instruction. From the option lettered A to D, choose the interpretation that you consider most appropriate. This section tests our knowledge of phrasal verb, idiomatic expression, and figurative use of language. English language is said to have over 10,000 phrasal verbs and idiomatic expressions. But it will interest you to know that those who set our external exams have been recycling a few of them, so that over 80% of the phrasal verbs and idiomatic expressions used in exam have appeared at least twice between 1989 and the time of the writing this guide. For this reason, this guide will take a look at these favorites and their meanings. 1. To throw dust in someone's eye. Meaning, to mislead or deceive somebody. 2. To be out of the woods. Meaning, to be out of a difficult situation, danger, or trouble which you have earlier encountered. 3. To sweep the board. Meaning, to win every event or prize in a contest or competition. 4. To be cold comfort to someone. Meaning, to give little or no comfort to someone because her situation is difficult or unpleasant. 5. To be hand in glove with someone. Meaning, to be in extremely close relationship or agreement with someone. 6. To do something by a hair's breadth. Meaning, to do or get something by a narrow margin. Always used with verbs like win, lose, and escape. 7. To hold a brief for somebody/something. Meaning, to support or promote the interest of somebody/something. 8. To be second nature to somebody. Meaning, an acquired habit, ability, or trait. 9. To have all hands on deck. Meaning, to get the involvement or efforts of everyone. 10. To keep an eye on somebody. Meaning, to watch someone closely or carefully. 11. Of an achievement or success, to go into someone's head. Meaning, to make someone think he is better or more important than he really is. 12. To be as lively as a kitten. Meaning, to be bright and cheerful. 13. To have too many irons in the fire. Meaning, to be engaged in too many activities. 14. To call at someone's house/place. Meaning, to visit someone or a place. 15. To bury the hatchet. Meaning, to forget about what has happened and make peace or end a quarrel. 16. Of two people, to be at daggers drawn. Meaning, to have an argument or be angry with each other. 17. To break new grounds. Meaning, to do something that hasn't been done before. 18. To steal the show. Meaning, to get a lot of attention or praise for doing something better than anyone else at a show or event. 19. To hit the nail on the head. Meaning, to be exactly right or true about something. 20. To ask someone to tell a story to the Marines. Meaning, to say that you don't believe what someone has said. 21. To commit something to memory. Meaning, to memorize something. 22. To be a shadow or your former self. Meaning, to be less capable or strong than you used to be. 23. Regular bedlam. Meaning, to be a regular scene of confusion or chaos. 24. A skeleton in one's cupboard. Meaning, a discreditable or embarrassing fact that someone wishes to keep secret. 25. The beat about/around the bush. Meaning, to avoid coming to the main point. 26. A widow's mite. Meaning, something that is small but is all that one can afford. 28. To smell a rat. Meaning, to suspect trickery or deception. 29. To let sleeping dogs lie. Meaning, to ignore a problem because trying to deal with it could cause even more difficult situation. 30. A greenhorn. Meaning, a person who is new or inexperienced at a particular activity. 31. To make both ends meet. Meaning, to pay for the things that you need/to have just enough money to pay for the things that you need. 32. To keep someone/something at arm's length. meaning, to avoid being very close to or too friendly with someone or something. 33. To be a chip off the old block, meaning, to resemble your parents in character or appearance. 34. To play to the gallery, meaning, to behave in a way intended to make people admire or support you. 35. To live in a fool's paradise, meaning, to believe wrongly that your situation is good, when it is not. 36. To make a virtue of necessity, meaning, to do something, usually unpleasant, that you are being forced to do with a show of grace and happiness. 37. To kill two birds with one stone, meaning, to get two results from a single action. 38. To nip something in the bud, meaning, to stop something before it has an opportunity to become established or successful. 39. To say something tongue-in-cheek, meaning, to say something with the intention to be misunderstood as a joke, although you might be serious. 40. To blow your own trumpet, meaning, to talk about yourself or your achievement in a way that shows that you are proud. 41. To turn blind eye to slash at something, meaning, to pretend not to notice something that is happening so that you won't have to do anything about. 42. To turn the table on somebody, meaning, to change a situation so that you now have an advantage over somebody. 43. To have your tail between your legs, meaning, to have a feeling of embarrassment or shame especially because one has been defeated. 44. To be generous to a fault, meaning, to be extremely kind or generous. 45. To be on the horns of dilemma, meaning, to be in a situation that requires you to choose between two difficult or unpleasant things. 46. To put your own house in order, meaning, to solve your problem before telling someone else how to solve theirs. 47. To iron out differences, meaning, to resolve differences or settle a dispute. 48. Get carried away, meaning, to be so excited that you are no longer in control of your behavior. 49. To be light-fingered, meaning, showing skill in stealing or a tendency to steal especially by picking pockets or shoplifting. 50. To be in one's element, meaning, to be in a place or situation where one is comfortable and does well. 51. A stone's throw, meaning, a short distance. 52. To keep a tab on someone/something, meaning, to watch someone/something closely in order to know what they are doing. 53. A white elephant, meaning, a property or possession requiring much care and expense. 54. To turn over a new leaf, meaning, to behave in a new and acceptable way/to change your behavior in a positive way. 55. To take something with a pinch of salt, meaning, to not completely believe something that you are told because you think it is unlikely to be true. 56. To be on tenterhook, meaning, to be in a state of nervousness or agitation because of uncertainty about a future event. 57. To blaze a trail, meaning, to do something that has never been done before. 58. To read the riot act to somebody, meaning, to speak angrily to somebody about something that they have done and warn them of the danger if it is repeated. 59. To do/get something by hook or by crook, meaning, to do/get something in whatever way possible, be it dishonest means. 60. To swallow something, hook, line and sinker, meaning, to believe completely that something is true especially when it is not. 61. To do/say something under duress, meaning, to do/say something because someone forces or threatens you. 62. To play along with somebody, meaning, to pretend to agree to do what someone wants, even though you are not sure whether they are right. 63. To turn down an offer/request, meaning, to not accept an offer or request. 64. To be equal to something, a task, meaning, to have the ability to deal with a problem, piece of work, etc. 65. To be down to earth, meaning, to be practical and friendly, having no pretensions. 66. To keep your fingers crossed, meaning, to hope strongly that something good will happen/to hope for luck or success in something. 67. To leave no stone unturned, meaning, to try every course of action in order to achieve something. 68. To keep your nose to the grindstone, meaning, to concentrate on your job/to work so hard and not pay attention to other things. 69. To get on someone's nerves, meaning, to become extremely annoying to someone. 70. Gentleman's agreement, meaning, an unwritten agreement secured only by the honor and integrity of the parties involved. 71. To pull strings together. Meaning, to use your influence over important people to get something done. 72. To get/develop cold feet. Meaning, to suddenly feel nervous or become afraid to do something that you planned or agreed to do. 73. To catch someone red-handed. Meaning, to catch someone while they are doing something illegal or wrong. 74. To go through thick and thin. Meaning, to go through difficult times/under difficult circumstances. 75. To keep the wolf from the door. Meaning, to have enough money to afford food and other basics of life. 76. To extend an olive branch. Meaning, to make an offer of peace or reconciliation. 77. To be/go round the bend. Meaning, to go crazy or stupid. 78. To back the wrong horse. Meaning, to take a wrong course of action or make a wrong choice. 79. To be besides oneself, with a particular feeling or emotion. Meaning, to be overwhelmed by a feeling or emotion that it makes you almost out of control. 80. To wash your dirty linen/laundry in public. Meaning, to discuss private things in front of other people. 81. To sit on the fence. Meaning, to remain neutral or refuse to take sides in a dispute. 82. To get away with something. Meaning, to succeed in avoiding punishment for something/to do something wrong and not be punished. 83. Cock and bull story. Meaning, incredible/unbelievable story. 84. Out of the blue. Meaning, if something happens out of the blue, it is completely unexpected. 85. To build castles in the air. Meaning, to make plans that can never come true. 86. To cross a bridge when you come to it. Meaning, to not worry about a possible problem until it actually happens. 87. To deal a death blow to something, a plan. Meaning, to put an end to something or a plan. 89. A dark horse. Meaning, a candidate or competitor that is not famous or popular, but succeeds in the end. 90. To cut corners. Meaning, to do something in a cheap or easy way so as to save time and resources. 91. When the chips are down. Meaning, when a very serious situation arises. 92. To be/go under the hammer. Meaning, to be sold at an auction price. 93. To steer a middle course. Meaning, to act in a way that is not extreme. 94. To cross the Rubicon. Meaning, to make a difficult decision with irreversible consequences. 95. To have a bird's eye view. Meaning, a view from a very high place that allows you to see well. 96. To leave someone in the lurch. Meaning, to leave someone in without assistance when they are in a difficult situation. 97. To have a finger in every pie. Meaning, to be involved in a large and varied number of activities. 98. A feet of clay. Meaning, a weakness or hidden flaw in the character of a greatly admired or respected person. 99. To live in each other's pocket. Meaning, to be too close to each other or spend too much time together. 100. To brush up on your Spanish. Meaning, to improve your skill. 101. To plumb the depth of an unpleasant feeling, emotion, or quality. Meaning, to experience an unpleasant feeling or emotion to an extreme degree. Section 4. Instruction. From the option letter A, D, choose the option that is nearest in meaning to the underlined word or group of words as it is used in the sentence. This section is not different from Section 1 except that while we were asked to look for the most nearly opposite in meaning in Section 1, we are asked to look for the nearest in meaning in this section. The other one is antonym, this one is synonym. To attempt questions in this section, therefore, we have to follow the same guideline we used in Section 1. As a help tool, let us look at confusing pairs under this section. By confusing pairs I mean pairs of words whose spelling, pronunciation, or word class make their usage confusing. Note that these words do not apply to any particular section. We could find them in any section or even need them in continuous writing section. While English language has over 1,000 confusing pairs, this guide only deals with the ones that occur frequently in our external examinations. Note that the words below may have another meaning outside the ones mentioned in this guide. 1. Boarder and bother. Boarder is a noun which refers to someone who boards, live in a school or any other place where they receive meals in exchange for payment, while bother is a verb which means to cause inconvenience or discomfort. Note that the word bother can also be used as a noun. Also check the word boarder. Usage. Ade is one of the borders. Do not bother me with your troubles. 2. Pray and pray. Pray means to say a prayer, while prey means a bird hunted and eaten by another animal. Note that the word pray is also used as verb. Usage. Let us pray for him. The bird is stalking its prey. 3. Where and were. Where is a word that shows a place or position, while were is the plural form of was, past tense of is. Usage. Where are they going to? Your brothers were here yesterday. 4. We and will. We is a personal pronoun for first person plural, while will is an auxiliary verb. Usage. We haven't seen them again. They will come later. 5. Idle and idle. Idle means not having a job or not doing something, while idol is a person or object that one worships or admires. Usage. It is dangerous to be idle. Ken Sarawiwa is my idol. 6. Weather and weather. Weather is the state of the atmosphere, while weather is a conjunction used when expressing a doubt or choice between two possibilities. Usage. The weather is very hot. He seemed undecided whether to go or stay. 7. Ceiling and ceiling. Ceiling is the overhead upper surface of a covered space, the one in your house, while ceiling is the continuous form, also used as gerund, for seal, that is, to close or cover something with a seal. Usage. Stop staring at the ceiling. The workers are sealing the cans. 8. Tail and tail. Tail is the posterior part of the body of some animals, that extends beyond the main part of the body, while tale refers to a story or message. Usage. The dog wagged its tail. The little boy enjoys moonlight tales. 9. Compliment and compliment. Compliment is a remark expressing regards, praise or admiration, while compliment refers to either of two things that mutually complete each other, or, in grammar, a phrase that completes a grammatical construction. Usage. I have sent him my compliments. Bread and tea are good compliments. 10. Bath and bathe. Both words mean the same thing, but whereas bath is a noun, bathe is a verb. Usage. I want to take my bath. I want to bathe. 11. Cease and seize. Cease means to stop happening, while seize means to take somebody/something into your hand or to take control. Usage. The noise ceased when the teacher came into the class. The police seized the gun from the armed robber. 12. Council and council. Council means a body serving in an administrative capacity, as in local government council, while counsel means a lawyer who pleads cases in court. It is also used as a verb to mean giving advice. Usage. I went to the council yesterday. That is my defense counsel. 13. Beside and besides. Beside means next to or at the side of, while besides means in addition to. Usage. The girl sat beside her mother. Besides working as a nurse, she also writes novels. 14. Altar and altar. Altar means a holy place, as we have in our churches, while alter means to cause change in something or a plan. Usage. Do not step your feet on the altar. There is nothing to alter in the letter. 15. Fair and fair. Fair means the money you pay for riding in a public vehicle, while fair means impartial or unbiased. Usage. I need some money for transport fare. Your decision wasn't fair. 16. Advice and advise. Both words mean the same thing, but whereas advice is a noun, advise is a verb. Usage. I don't like his advice. He does not advise me. 17. Belief and believe. Both words mean the same thing, but whereas belief is a noun, believe is a verb. Usage. I don't like his religious beliefs. That man does not believe in God. 18. Feet and feet. Feet is the plural for foot, the lower part of the leg or a length of measurement, while feat is a skill or notable achievement. Usage. Please, remove your feet. That was a brilliant feat. 19. Lick and leak. Lick means to touch or take something with the tongue, while leak refers to liquid entering or leaving a hole or crack. Usage. The man is licking my mango. The roof is leaking. 20. Root and root. Root refers to the underground layer of a tree, while root means a way or line of passage. Usage. That tree does not have firm roots. Please, do not take that root. 21. Your and your. Your is a possessive adjective, used to show possession, while your is the short form of you are or you were. Usage. Give me your book. I don't like what you're saying. 22. Loose and lose. Both words are adjectives. Whereas loose talks about not being firmly fixed or being out of control, Lose means to have something taken away from you or to be defeated in a contest. Usage. A loose button. Your team will lose the match. 23. Stare and stare. Stare means a fixed look at somebody or something with the eyes wide open, while stare is the step or support row found in buildings as we have in our houses and schools. Usage. Why are you staring at me like that? The man is climbing the stairs. 24. Waste and waste. Waste means the part of the body between the ribs and the hips, while waste means unused or rejected materials like refuse. Waste also means to spend or use something inefficiently. Usage. I can feel pain in my waist. Go and dispose the waste. 25. There and there. There is a possessive adjective, for third person plural, while there is an adverb used to show that something happens or to show a place or position. Usage. Give them their books. How many people are there? 26. Launch and lunch. Launch means to begin, release, or unveil something, while lunch means meal eaten at midday. Usage. The government has launched its poverty eradication program. Have you taken your lunch? 27. Later and latter. Later means a time in the future, while latter means the second of two things or people mentioned. Latter also means recent. Usage. I will talk to you later. Of the two ideas presented, I think the latter is the better option. 28. Once and ones. Once means doing something on one occasion, while ones is the possessive form of the pronoun one, anyone. Usage. He tried once and failed. One tries one's best. 29. Former and formal. Former means of the immediate past or the first of two things mentioned, while formal means official. Usage. That man is a former principal. He wrote me a formal letter. 30. Device and devise. Device is a noun which means an instrument or a tool, while devise, a verb, means to come up with a plan or an idea. Usage. We need an internet device. We have devised a means of handling the matter. 31. Emigrant and immigrant. An emigrant is someone who leaves his, her country, while an immigrant is someone who comes to a country she was not born. Usage. All the emigrants have received their visas. England does not welcome illegal immigrants. 32. Proof and prove. Both words mean the same thing, but whereas proof is a noun, prove is a verb. Usage. Your accusations do not have any proof. Come and prove me wrong. Section 5. From the options lettered A to D, choose the word that best completes each of the following sentences. This section, like Section 2, requires that we fill blanks with appropriate words, phrases, or sentences. It also covers a number of topics which we treated under Section 2. Section 6. Instruction. In the following passages, the numbered gaps indicate missing words. Against each number in the list below each passage, 5 choices are offered in columns lettered A to E. For each question, choose the word that is most suitable to fill the numbered gap in the passage. It is in this section that our knowledge of register is tested. The examiner wants to know how grounded we are in, say, the language of science, politics, journalism, religion, agriculture, etc. The first task under this section is to ask yourself the following questions. 1. What is the passage all about? What is the passage discussing? Is it sports, business, agriculture, marketing, you name them? Once you identify the kind of topic the passage is discussing, it will be easy to tell what the language, choice of word, of that passage will look like. Let us consider the following passage on banking excerpted from Waec 2000. When my elder brother decided to dash a current account with the United Bank for Africa, he walked into one of its dash and obtained the necessary dash, which he completed and returned to the dash. He was then given paying in slip. Soon, he started issuing dash to people with whom he transacted business. Whenever his signature was irregular, his check was not dash. Once, he wanted to obtain a dash and the bank insisted on dash. Looking at the above passage, anyone who has knowledge of commerce or banking can fill the spaces even without looking at the options. 2. Which other words/words are used in the context? The second thing you do when attempting questions on this section is to know the words that are used before or after the missing word. I hope you already know how collocations work. You also know that words mean different things in different contexts. They happen because of the words they occur with. Imagine your Nigerian friend asking you the questions below. A. Do you do Yahoo business? B. Do you own a Yahoo account? Can you see how the words business and account have changed the meaning of the word Yahoo? Whereas question A is asking if you do internet fraud, question B is asking if you own a Yahoo Mail account. Now, when filling the missing words in the passage, always look at the word that occurs before and after the missing word. They have something to tell you about the missing word. From our passage above, we can conclude without looking at the options that the fifth missing word is slip because of the phrase paying in, which always collocates with slip. Here comes the end of objective test questions. Let's move over to test of orals. Paper 3. Test of orals. Section A. Instruction, depending on the exam. From the options lettered A to D, choose the word that has the same vowel sound as the one represented by the letters underlined. Question. Work. A. Port. B. Talk. C. Nurse. D. Lock. Here, the examiner gives you a word, say, work, and underlines letter O in that word. From the options given, you are expected to identify the word that contains the sound that is realized in letter O, as it appears in the word work. The first task here is to know how the word work is transcribed or the sounds contained in it. Now, if I know how the word work is transcribed, what I will do is to look for the word that has the vowel from the list of words given. Looking at our question, I will take option C as the answer. Section B. Instruction, depending on the exam. From the options lettered A to D, choose the word that has the same consonant sound, S, as the one represented by the letters underlined. Question. These. A. Clothe. B. Worth. C. Thank. D. Path. The same thing we did in section A is expected of us here, so the first task here is to know the consonant sound that is contained in the underlined portion of the word. Having known that the letters th, as found in the word these, give me the consonant the, I will look for the word, from the options given, that contains the consonant the. From our question above, option A will be taken because clothe contains the consonant the. Section 3. Instruction, depending on the exam. From the option lettered A to D, choose the word that rhymes with the given word. Question. While. A. Buy. B. Boil. C. Bible. D. Boy. In choosing a word that rhymes with the given word, ask yourself the following questions. 1. Which vowel sounds are found in the given word? 2. How does the word end? For two words to rhyme, they must have the same or similar vowel sounds in at least one of the syllables, if the word has more than one syllable. Again, rhyming words have the same or similar ending sounds. If the words do not have the same consonant at the beginning and at the middle, they would likely have the same consonant at the end. From the given question, option C becomes the correct answer. Section 4. Instruction, depending on the exam. In each of the following questions, the main/primary stress is indicated by writing the syllable on which it occurs in capital letters. From the options lettered A to D, choose the word that has the correct stress. Question. Advertisement. A. Advertisement. B. Advertisement. C. Advertisement. D. Advertisement. You remember primary stress. The emphasis placed on a particular segment in a word when pronounced. What the examiner wants you to do here is to identify the word in which the primary stress is placed on the correct syllable. In other words, choose the word that is stressed correctly. From the above question, I will choose A, because in the word advertisement, the stress is on the third syllable. How can one know the syllable in a word that carries the primary stress? To answer this question, I have highlighted a number of rules to observe when stressing English words. However, it has been proven that these rules are not absolute. In other words, there are words that do not obey the stress rule that govern the category where they belong. For this reason, it is advisable that one consults the dictionary from time to time when looking for the primary stress in a word. Stress rules at a glance. 1. When a noun or adjective has two syllables, the stress occurs on the first syllable. Examples, hungry. 2. When a verb or proposition has two syllables, the stress occurs on the second syllable. Examples, admire, below. 3. Two-syllable words that have an affix have their stress on the root word, not on the affix. Examples, disturb, above. 4. Words that end with "ble" have their stress on the third from the last syllable. Examples, sociable, remarkable. 5. Words that end with "ian" have their stress on the second to the last syllable. Examples: electrician, politician. 6. Words that end with ic have their stress on the second to the last syllable. Examples: characteristic, pandemic. 7. Words that end with ics have their stress on the second to the last syllable. Examples: academics, acrobatics. 8. Words that end with ia have their stress on the second to the last syllable. Examples: bacteria, malaria. 9. Words that end with iant have their stress on the second to the last syllable. Examples: ingredient, omniscient. 10. Words that end with ius have their stress on the second to the last syllable. Examples: mysterious, religious. 11. Words that end with cis have their stress on the second to the last syllable if the word has 3 syllables, and third to last syllable if it has more than 3 syllables. Examples: hypnosis, diagnosis, paralysis, photosynthesis. 12. Words that end with ical have their stress on the first syllable if the word has 3 syllables, and third to the last syllable if it has more than 3. Examples: musical, biblical, political, historical. 13. Words that end with tien have their stress on the second to the last syllable. Examples: education, circulation. 14. Words that end with ity have their stress on the third to the last syllable. Examples: popularity, veracity. 15. Words that end with ment have their stress on the second to the last syllable. Examples: entertainment, agreement. 16. Words that end with ee have their stress on the last syllable, that is, on ee. Examples: guarantee, disagree. 17. Words ending with ade have their stress on the last syllable, that is, on the suffix ade. Examples: crusade, parade. Section 5. Instruction, depending on the exam. All the words except one have the same stress pattern. Identify the one with the different stress pattern from the options lettered A to D. Question. A. Dessert. B. Color. C. Instinct. D. Risky. Here, we are confronted again with the problem of stress, primary stress. However, what is expected of us here is a little different from what we did in the previous section. Here the focus is not on a particular syllable or on a particular stress rule. Instead of giving us one word and placing the stress on different syllables, we are given, for instance, words that have their stress on the second or third syllable as the case may be, then another word whose stress occurs, maybe, on the first syllable. For instance, if we have 4 options, 3 will have their stress on, say, the first syllable while 1 will have it on the second syllable. From our question above, we will find out that all the words except dessert have their stress on the first stress syllable, so option A becomes our answer. Section 6. Instruction, depending on the exam. In each of the following sentences, the word that receives the emphatic stress is written in capital letters. From the question lettered A to D, choose the one to which the given sentence is the appropriate answer. Question. The teacher praised Udo for challenging the robbers. A. Did the teacher blame Udo for challenging the robbers? B. Did the principal praise Udo for challenging the robbers? C. Did the teacher praise Obi for challenging the policeman? D. Did the teacher praise Udo for defeating the robbers? In the last 2 sections, we looked at primary stress. What we have here is emphatic stress. If you go through the above questions carefully, you will notice that in one of the options the word challenging, which carries the emphatic stress in the sentence, changes to a different word, defeated. That option that changes the emphasized word to a different word is the correct answer. It is as simple as saying good morning, right? That's it. So, in answering questions on the section, simply look out for the option that changes the stressed or emphasized word in the sentence. Section 7. Instruction, depending on the exam. From the options lettered A to D, choose the word that contains the sound represented by the given phonetic symbol. Question. A. Watcher. B. Torture. C. Question. D. Tension. This section tests your knowledge of both vowels and consonants. What the examiner does is give you a phonetic symbol, as we have above, and ask you to identify from the options given, the word that contains the sound represented by the symbols. Oftentimes what the examiners use to confuse students here are words that are mispronounced in Nigerian English or words which are not commonly used and whose pronunciation differs from their orthographic representation, that is, the way they are written. For instance, if they give the vowel I and expect you to choose from the list of options the word that contains the vowel I, they will include such word as imbecile in the options because they know you will be tempted to take that as your answer because we pronounce the word as imbecile in Nigeria while the actual pronunciation is imbecile. To overcome this trick, this guide has collected a list of commonly mispronounced words that are often repeated in Waec, NICO, and Jamb exams. All you need do is take time to study them. 1. Air. 2. Hyperbole. 3. Infamous. 4. Ireland. 5. Island. 6. Lettuce. 7. Lieutenant. 8. Mortgage. 9. Niche. 10. Recipe. 11. Sandwich. 12. Handkerchief. 13. Subtle. 14. Suit. 15. Sweet. 16. Surface. 17. Target. 18. Dessert. 19. Ballet. 20. Kernel. 21. Cupboard. 22. Debris. 23. Debt. 24. Dove. 25. Elite. 26. Sword. 27. Roar. 28. Sachet. 29. Pizza. 30. Epitome. 31. Academic. 32. Amoeba. 33. Anemia. 34. Athlete. 35. Automobite. 36. Creature. 37. Edict. 38. Ego. 39. Eek. 40. Epoch. 41. Excreta. 42. Expertise. 43. Fiend. 44. Fetus. 45. Formulae. 46. Heinous. 47. Imbecile. 48. Obese. 49. Obsolete. 50. Species. 51. Police. 52. Bucket. 53. College. 54. Cowardice. 55. Decision. 56. Deposit. 57. Machete. 58. Psyche. 59. Sycophant. 60. Tyranny. 61. Jeopardy. 62. Leisure. 63. Asexual. 64. Beret. 65. Bathe. 66. Bouquet. 67. Buffet. 68. Cafe. 69. Capable. 70. Chalet. 71. Expatiate. 72. Fatal. 73. Mason. 74. Naval. 75. Glory. 76. Horse. 77. Soar. 78. Wolf. 79. Blue. 80. Debut. 81. You. 82. Sewage. 83. Blood. 84. Lullaby. 85. Oblige. 86. Position. 87. Anus. 88. Injury. 89. Martyr. 90. Direct. 91. Tortoise. 92. Vacancy. 93. Volcano. 94. Depot. 95. Don't. 96. Insatiable. 97. Palatial. 98. Satiate. 99. Lieutenant. 100. Peasant. 101. Pleasant. 102. Said. 103. Say. 104. Facade. 105. Fracas. 106. Mustache. 107. Suave. 108. Quarantine. 109. Rendezvous. 110. Yacht. 111. Course. 112. Core. 113. Dwarf. Speech sound inflections. By inflection we mean a change in the form of a word, usually the ending, to express a grammatical function or attribute such as tense, mood, person, number, case and gender. This guide has used the term speech sound inflection to refer to the change in sound that occurs in that segment of the word that shows tense and number. 1. When the letter S comes after a voiceless consonant to form plural, the letter S is pronounced as, but when it comes after a voiced consonant or after a long vowel or diphthong, the letter S is pronounced as. Examples: tips, pots, bags, boys. 2. If a word ends with these consonants, the plural inflection becomes /is/. This also applies when a verb that ends with these sounds are in the third person singular. Examples: bushes, churches, rushes. 3. When the letter D or ed comes after a voiceless consonant to mark the plural inflection, the letter D is pronounced as. Examples: walked, slapped. 4. When the letters ed are used to form past tense and there is an audible vowel when the past tense inflection is being pronounced, the inflection is pronounced as. Examples: wanted, mounted. Essay paper. This paper comprises continuous writing, comprehension, and summary. Before we look at the different components of this paper, let's look at general composition tips. General composition tips. 1. Know the type of composition you are asked to write and its format and features. If it is a letter, know the type of letter. If it is an essay, know the type of essay. If it is an article, know the subject matter of the article. Do not jump into writing without taking a careful look at what the question is asking you to do. 2. Follow the structure or rule of that composition. Before going into the exam hall, you must know to your fingertips the format of all the types of composition you will be required to write in your exam. Do not go into the exam hall and write address or complimentary close for an essay writing question. 3. Use the language or choice of words suitable for that composition. The language of an argumentative essay, for instance, is different from that of a narrative essay. Know the composition you are writing and use the language suitable for it. 4. Always remember your punctuation marks. An omission or wrong use of comma can change the meaning of your sentence. Let us see the following sentences. A. Mr. Ade, the bulldog is barking. B. Mr. Ade, the bulldog, is barking. Have you seen what comma has done to the sentence? While sentence A is telling Mr. Ade that a particular bulldog is barking, sentence B is saying that Mr. Ade, who happens to be a bulldog, is barking. 5. Always remember that compositions are structured in paragraphs. Do not write without paragraphs, and always discuss one main point in each paragraph. Always leave enough space between the margin and the first word in your paragraph. 6. Always connect your ideas using sentence or paragraph links or transitions. It makes the work coordinated and easy to understand. 7. If given an argumentative essay, do not change the topic to suit your own idea. State the topic and say which side of the topic you favor. 8. Know when to use capital letters and when to use small letters. This is very important. Below are the uses of capital letters. A. To begin a sentence. Example: necessity is the mother of invention. B. To begin the names of people. Examples: Ogumba, Williams. C. To begin the names of places. Examples: Abuja, Lagos, Port Harcourt. D. To begin the names of mountains, rivers, and lakes. Examples: Mount Kilimanjaro, Mount Everest, Lake Victoria. E. To begin names of counties and adjectives that indicate nationality. Examples: Nigeria, Nigerian, Britain, Bebritis. F. To begin days of the week or months of the year. Examples: Monday, Thursday, April, November. G. To begin names of festivals and historical periods. Kangaroo poetry. Festival, the Stone Age. H. To begin names of historical events. Examples: French Revolution, Great Depression. I. To begin names of public holidays. Examples: Independence Day, Boxing Day. J. To begin key words in titles of books or names of newspapers or magazines. Examples: The Holy Bible, 30 pieces of silver, this day. Newspaper, Orange Magazine. K. To begin titles of people when they are used before their names. Examples: General Muhammadu Buhari, Queen Elizabeth. L. To begin adjectives derived from proper nouns. Examples: Muslim, Christian, Marxist. M. To begin nouns and pronouns standing for God or a deity. Examples: Elohim, Amadioha, Lord. N. To write the personal pronoun I and interjection O. Let us now look at particular composition tips. Informal letter. Format of an informal letter. 1. Writer's address, written at the top right-hand corner. 2. Date, written immediately below the address, usually in this format, January 10, 2023. Notice that my TH is not appearing on top of my 10, they are written on the same line. That is how it is written. 4. Salutation. The salutation of an informal letter is always "Dear," followed by the person's name. Example, Dear Mike. 5. Body. 6. Complimentary close. The complimentary close could be, Yours ever, yours truly, yours affectionately, etc. 7. First name of the writer or the name the receiver calls him, her. Tips for writing a good informal letter. 1. Do not write your name as part of the address. 2. Write the first letter in each key word in the address in capital letters. Key words include nouns, verbs, and adjectives. Virtually all the words in the address are key words. 3. Set out your address in either the block form or slanted form. Do not use both. 4. Be consistent when using commas in your address. If you're using commas, use them to separate the various parts of the address or omit them completely. If you omit them completely, place a full stop after the last word in the address, that is, the word before the date, then use a comma to separate the month and year in your date. 5. Always mark off your salutation and complimentary close with a comma. This is as important as importance. 6. Write your date immediately after the address. Do not give any space. 7. Always paragraph your letter, discussing one main idea in each paragraph. 8. Do not include your surname in the closing of your letter. Use your first name only or the name the receiver calls you. 9. Do not sign at the end of your letter. Format of a formal letter. 1. Writer's address. 2. Date. 3. Receiver's address. 4. Salutation, always Dear Sir or Dear Ma or Sir or Ma. 5. Heading. 6. Body. 7. Complimentary close, always, Yours faithfully. 8. Signature. 9. Writer's full name. Difference between a formal letter and an informal letter. 1. The informal letter has one address only while the formal letter has two addresses. 2. The informal letter doesn't have a heading but the formal letter does. 3. The informal letter allows for the use of slangs and contracted or short forms like can't and won't while the formal letter does not. 4. The informal letter uses an informal complimentary close but that of the formal letter is always formal, usually, Yours faithfully. 5. The informal letter is not signed but the formal letter is always signed. Tips for writing a good essay. 1. Choose an interesting topic. 2. Gather the materials for or information you need for your essay. 3. Begin by giving a general view of the thing, person, or place you want to describe or narrate in your essay. If it's an argumentative essay, begin by stating which side of the argument you want to favor. 4. Form a good mental picture of what you want to describe or narrate. 5. Make your description or narration real and true to life. 6. Get yourself fully involved in your essay. In other words, let the essay reflect your own experience at least in part. 7. Give a detailed description of the person, thing, or place you are describing or event you are narrating. Tips for writing a good speech. 1. Use formal vocabulary. 2. Choose words that are appropriate for your audience. 3. Use the first-person personal pronoun, I, for a speech you are giving in your own right but use we for a speech you are giving on behalf of a group. 4. Use an emotive language to arouse the emotion of your audience. 5. Use light-headed jokes where necessary. 6. Avoid the use of vulgar language. 7. Use rhetorical questions. 8. Make a surprising statement. 9. Use famous quotes. 10. Make comparison between two ideas, concepts, or things.